Hey everyone, it's Chris and Tanya from F Cube. We came up with the name F Cube for our business as it helps us to reinforce our why: family, friends, financial independence. We came up with a name at Subway, as we do with many of our big life decisions, sitting at Subway, eating sandwiches.
One other day, we were sitting at Subway and we thought, how can we bring the stories from our business partners, our larger business community, to others and help understand the business that we work in? And so we thought, let's start F Cubed Connects. So over the next couple of weeks and months, we'll bring you stories from our business partners, the larger business community, about how they got started, why they got started in this online business, and some of the challenges that they may have faced as they got started. So join us, look back at some of the old recordings, and we look forward to sharing this information with you. To our next episode of F Cubed Connects. So today we're chatting with Karen and Chris, and maybe you guys just start with a quick introduction, and you were clearly not at home.
Yeah, well, thanks very much for having us, you guys. I'm Chris, and this is Karen.
Hi.
We're from Western Canada. Normally, that's where you'll find us. Actually, no, not anymore. But in years past, that's where you would have found us. But now we're traveling all over the place. Right now, where are we right now?
We're in Playa Car, Mexico, just out on our balcony. We're overlooking the beach.
I'll give it a little look here while Karen talks.
Nice. Ah, jealous.
That looks terrible.
That's not London, Ontario.
I know.
Yeah, it's not Alberta, Canada either. But we're sort of blessed to be here. We're down for what, 10 days or so?
10 days, yeah.
Yeah.
I was a teacher. I taught for 34 years in education, got into administration near the end. Chris was a Calgary firefighter. And so we took holidays like this once every 2 years at Christmas or Easter. At best. And it was one of these trips. We had gone to Hawaii. We had saved up for a couple of years and we went to Hawaii for 2 weeks. And it was on that trip that we looked at one another and said, there's got to be more to life than answering to bells. Because in both of our careers, we answered to bells. We loved our jobs, don't get me wrong. But we wanted to holiday more than once every 2 years.
Exactly. Like, who doesn't?
Yeah.
Right?
So we just looked, we Googled it like everybody does when you want to learn something new. How can we earn online? And an ad came up. The rest is history.
We've tried a number of different things, and we looked into a number of different things. Like I used to have a chimney cleaning business, on the side.
Nice.
I have a couple of great slogans. Can I share those slogans?
Go ahead.
Well, because they're really fun.
Yes, of course.
Like one of them was "Up yours with a wire brush."
Yes.
That sort of didn't go over very well, but it was quite funny.
Yeah.
And the other one is a bit more controversial. But it was, I thought it was very funny. It was, when is the last time that you cleaned your ash hole? And then,
yes,
and you can edit this out of there if you want, or if you don't.
No, I guess it's right there.
Yeah, that's hence we didn't do well in the chimney cleaning business.
Call Chris and he'll do it for you. But that didn't really go over well. So we looked at a bunch of different things. When we were in Hawaii, Karen, I specifically remember looking at because I like vintage stuff. Like old cool stuff. Remember, I wanted to make vintage signs.
That's right.
I researched it. I wanted to make them look old school. And I thought that would be a fun thing to get.
We'd get an Etsy shop.
And make these vintage signs. But of course, that's time in doing it.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. And we just built our log home. It's beautiful outside of Calgary, Alberta, and Western Canada, and it's a beautiful view, beautiful location. Cost way more than we thought, and we're just trying to make ends meet because we wanted to get back to the heat. It's been a couple of years since we've been on a hot holiday, and we wanted to get back because we love this.
Mm-hmm.
Your skin feels good, you breathe a lot better. You're looser.
It's great.
We noticed it as soon as we got off the plane yesterday because we just got here.
So in 2017, that was the start of it.
Yeah,
that was when we did the Google search, found an ad, followed the training. A year later, I retired early from teaching. 2 years into the business, Chris left the fire service early by 8 years.
Still can't believe it.
We're in 2023 now, and things continue to ramp up. It's just getting faster and faster and faster. So here we are. We're digital nomads. We travel anywhere we want. We take our laptops with us, and that's our story. Here we are.
Yeah. Rock and roll.
I know recently we were chatting and you said something really interesting when you had your initial call with your strategist. They posed the question of, what would success be for you? And and what was your answer?
We just wanted $2,000 a month.
Yeah.
That's it. We
Yeah.
wanted to travel. We wanted a holiday every year as opposed to every second year.
Yeah.
And that's all we wanted was
Also,
2,000.
I want to be able to go to an NHL hockey. We have an NHL hockey in our city. I want to be able to go to one of those games once in a while and maybe go out for dinner. Like, when you do that,
It all costs money.
holy cow! Like a couple of tickets to a game, parking,
Yeah.
a couple of beers and a bite to eat. I mean, you're looking at $400 or $500 a shot. And so, if we were making a couple grand extra a month, we could put some away. We could maybe knock
Yeah.
down some debt, maybe
Mhm.
treat ourselves a bit. So that's really all we were after. We didn't expect
Yeah.
this to happen.
We were not leaving our careers
No.
because we loved them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never
Yeah.
would have, if he'd have told me on the coaching call that
Yeah.
he was looking into a crystal ball and he would have told me in 1 year, Karen, you are going to be leaving teaching, I would have told him he was crazy. I would have never in a million
Because
years.
you loved it so
I
much.
did love it, but I never thought we could make that kind of money
No.
with our laptops
Well,
and
most
phones.
people don't.
No,
Nobody.
yeah.
Most people can't get their head wrapped around that. We couldn't.
We couldn't. Yeah, we were no different than anybody else. Yeah.
I think we're kind of in the same boat. When we started back New Year's, we were just talking, and Chris wanted to leave his job, but it wasn't something that I imagined would ever be this. And here we are with Chris working full time. And I say all the time, I love what I do. I do love what I do, but there's this part of my brain that says there is a possibility for me to have a Freedom 50
Yeah.
goal here, and that to me is unimaginable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we talk about it's not really retiring, it's just changing and having that time freedom back that we all want.
We call it refiring.
Yes, I love that phrase that you guys use.
Yeah, it's not retire, we refire. We're
Yeah.
too young to retire.
We should-
We have a lot to do.
We should cooperate that.
We should make
Hashtag.
t-shirts.
Oh,
Hashtag.
I love it.
Hey.
Let's do it.
The good ideas that come up at the beach.
I think a 3XL, someone.
Don't retire, refire.
It's too funny.
Yeah, no, I think just being able to choose the work you want to do
Yeah.
and know that you can do it whenever you want and not being beholden to all the bells and someone else's demands that someone else is going to put on you.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me to go to Tanya on New Year's Eve at the end of the year and be like, I think I found the thing that's going to let me quit a 20-year career. We should do this tomorrow.
Oh,
You just got to talk to this other guy named Chris and he'll tell you all about it. And she's just
Yeah.
like,
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
want 2023 to be different, but not the way that I'm foreseeing this is going to go. But
Yeah.
I was proven wrong, and I will say that doesn't happen often. And I
That's
admit it
recorded.
even
Recorded.
we are, and I admit it even
That's
less often that I was wrong.
Yeah.
So well done, well done.
Well played. Yeah, well played.
Yeah,
Every once in a while I get one right. What does it say? The broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
it is. It is right twice a day. Perfect. Can you be right again? Yeah,
Yeah,
one more time. One
sure.
more time. We still have time left in the year. It's all good. So we know you guys fairly-ish well, but what's your biggest passion in life, and why is that important to you?
Wow.
I want to help as many people as I can. That's, I want to get to the point where we are philanthropists. I want that title.
Yeah.
I want to give back to all the people that gave to me through my life. And I just want to share this story. Back in university, when I was living on chicken broth and I had lawn chairs and slept on a mat in an apartment, I was dirt poor going to university. And a girlfriend of mine that I met at university, she came from wealth. And we became great friends, two opposite ends. Like I was dirt poor and she came from wealth, and her parents were in the city came to the city to the university town, and they were taking her out for dinner. They were taking her to the Keg Steakhouse. And I think I could count on one hand how many times I've been into a restaurant let alone, and I'm talking restaurant, McDonald's.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Said, my parents want to meet you and they want to take you for dinner. And I will never, I still remember to this day,
What was her name?
her name was Karen Goring.
You ever reach out to her about that?
Yes, I have.
Sorry, I interrupted
yeah.
your story. Go on, keep on.
And I remember, I had a steak and a baked potato, and we had a bottle of wine. And I remember my belly being so full, and they were so kind to me. And I will never forget that. And I thought, one day I want to do that for others. I want to do that for university students. I want to, maybe it's the mother in me, but I will never, ever forget how kind they were to this poor little Saskatchewan girl that had nothing. And yeah, it was that was a pivotal moment in my life, that one day I'm going to give as much as I can.
Yeah.
I'm going to give back. I'm going to give back.
Karen, you know, I'm still defining my passion, I guess. You know, I'm in many ways I'm still stuck in a young kid's love of, you know, sports, watching sports. You know, I obviously could never become a professional
I'll
athlete.
second that for you. Yes.
I could never be a professional athlete, but you know, I love following sports teams. I love, you know, hockey cards and collectibles, that kind of stuff. Although I don't do that anymore, I do have a passion for all that kind of stuff. I don't know what my passion is, and that's sad. I think that I need to put more effort into determining that. I do know that I get a real thrill out of helping other people, especially in this online space. You know, we've done well. Look, you know, you've heard that we both refired from our high-paying. We had really good careers. You know, I was officer, like, so. You know, we made good money, and there is great joy in helping others get to that point too. You know, and we've done that a number of times with people who helped them get to that point where, you know, they're like, yeah, I'm done, I'm refired. You know,
But doesn't it feel good when, you know, when we have a coaching call with someone and they are just getting started and we coach and mentor them and they get to a point where they don't need us anymore?
Yeah.
That is so rewarding when they start building their own teams and they start mentoring and coaching others, and we watch them grow and flourish, and we think, oh my, like that's a proud moment.
The other thing, Karen, was, and Chris and Tanya, we have a number of well, you know, we have people from all walks of life, right? You know, and we have a couple of people that are close to us now that are single moms, and they've grown this business to the point where they don't have to work. They can stay at home and raise their little ones and get them into school and support them that way. And I think that is a extremely rewarding experience to have played a part in that, even a small part in that growth of them to get to that point.
Yeah, I know one of our like passions and motivation and reason for doing it was the kids, and they're still young. And so that's the joy of it, is that you get to have that time with them and to influence them and raise them, as opposed to sending them off to daycare and school. And
also setting the example for them that if there's something they want in life, they should just go get it, rather than trying to follow an outdated model or trying to do like something that someone else wants them to do. And like they're 6 and 4 right now, and we've already asked them, you know, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And of course, you get all the ridiculous 6 and 4-year-old answers, like, I want to be a cowboy and I want to be an astronaut, or
Lily wants to be a chef. She's very clear on that. She's 4. She's going to be a chef, and chef do cooking.
Whereas our 6-year-old wants to be a velociraptor. So I mean, like, you know, you're gonna get
they aim high.
You're gonna get all sorts of answers, and maybe Lily gets the college fund and Jackson, I don't know, we'll see. But you know, rather than asking them what they want to be, we've asked them, you know, what problems do you want to solve? Like, how do you contribute, right? Stop thinking out of the traditional models and start thinking about how you can be of service. And that, I think, to us is where we get the greatest value as well, just helping people achieve the things that they want. There's the old Zig Ziglar quote that if you help people get what they want in life, you'll never want for anything. And I feel like that comes back around in ways you never anticipate.
And it's
So
not,
true.
it's not instant gratification, is it? It's not when you're serving others, it's not, you
It's like
get that,
planting a garden.
yeah, that's right.
Very much.
You guys have a garden at your house, at your place?
What's that?
Do you guys plant a garden this year?
We were going to, but the
So
bags of soil sat for too long, so the plants died.
they grew in the front yard a little bit, but we had, yeah, we had lots
intend
of
to.
dirt delivered. Yeah, we have 8 raised planters
In the back
In
to
the
have
back,
different vegetables and
that
stuff.
typically have plants in
Yeah.
them when the squirrels don't eat all our corn and that kind of thing, but.
We had
yeah.
plants last year.
Okay,
Dog full of all the plants. but,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah, Bullet likes to play with plants too, so we have a bit of work.
well, servant leadership is a lot like planting a garden, right?
Yeah,
We were just talking about this yesterday.
yeah.
Where you
John Maxwell talks about it.
don't really see the results, because we have a massive garden in our backyard. In fact, it went crazy this year. That's a whole other conversation, but we,
Oh, you guys have zucchinis. I think I saw those and those go bananas, right?
We just take over.
Huge, they get so big.
We're not allowed to use anymore. They take over.
we tried something, should I tell them the grounding story? That's a whole lot, that has nothing to do with anything that we're doing, but yeah, anyways, we put a 6-foot copper rod in our garden, wrapped it with wire and left it a tag up to harness energy and ions in the air. And I don't know if it did anything or not, but we had never had a bigger garden and a more successful garden than we have this year. Anyways, a long time to show any growth, we planted it, watered it, nothing's going on. We're like, did we do something wrong?
It did
Watching
take
it,
a
you're
long time
watching
to
it,
start,
look, it's
yeah.
going, like, where are the carrots, where are the, all of a sudden it started, and it just started slowly. And so we would weed it, water it, nurture it, and it's much like serving other people, you
Business
just continue to do
development,
this, and then over time, they start to grow and flourish, and then, that's far exceeding your expectations. Yeah, so it's been pretty cool.
I mean, a lot of things take time, and this said, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing right, and that often doesn't happen quickly, but. What do you say to people who maybe are just starting out and they're not seeing that growth, or they're seeing inklings of it, but it's not happening as fast as they would like? How do you kind of encourage them to see the longer view?
Yeah, I mean, that's the age-old dilemma, right?
Yeah.
With when you're coaching a group, or you're the leader in a community, or you're trying to facilitate the growth of a particular individual or a group of individuals, and
Our world is so fast moving. That's
Yeah.
the thing, like, it's.
Are now. Yeah.
It's, the whole world is instant gratification, with the whole internet thing. So when if you want to learn how to make zucchini bread, you Google it, and you've got a recipe just like that.
well, if I want a
You want-
coffee.
If you want a coffee,
Go
you
to the-
order online and you can get it delivered. Like, everything is so fast and instant gratification. So when we're building this business, we spend a lot of time on mindset with our people of patience. It takes time, and that consistency and daily,
Yeah.
daily habits and whatnot to go slow and steady. So
Yeah,
we spend a lot of time pulling the reins in on people because they want that instant
and
gratification.
it's pulling the reins in on expectation.
Yes,
Being patient with yourself, and your growth of your business and or whatever it is something that doesn't come naturally. I often liken it to, going to the gym or training for a marathon. I like the one about training for a marathon because we've done it. We understand. Karen and I both ran one.
Amazing.
It was brutal.
Absolutely.
It's not on my.
It's not on our list.
No.
It's just-
it's simple.
It's very simple,
simple.
right? You start here and you go there.
Yeah,
It-
that seems logical. Seems fine.
And so, but in order to do that and not take a month to get there, you have to train. You have to have the right fuel in your body. You have to have the right equipment on your feet. your gear, you have to learn how to deal with
have to be
the
disciplined.
anguish mentally of wanting to give up. You know, because it's so easy to quit.
Mhm.
It's so like everyone is able to quit. That's so easy.
In a
The hard,
heartbeat.
the toughest thing is not.
Yeah,
And that for us, training for this, the training was tougher than the actual event, although
yeah.
the actual event was pretty brutal. Yeah. I felt like I pushed a concrete wall for about the last 8K.
That's a
Ah.
long- That's a long
8K.
push. That's
It
a
is.
long, yeah, yeah.
It's difficult, but it's hard. It's hard
Yeah.
work. And I tell people that. And if you're not up for hard work, then this isn't for you.
Yeah,
Well, this is hard work on a beach.
Yeah.
This is,
really
yeah,
hard to take.
this is hard to take. Yeah,
That's the fruits of the labor. we
This is
think.
it. I think there's hard work and then you get to reap the benefits and the rewards of
Yeah.
that, right? Totally.
well, and the thing is, we're intentional with our time. Like, don't kid yourself, this is a working holiday.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, we do work here, but you know, we also take time to enjoy wherever we are.
right. To give you an idea, this morning, we got up, went to the gym here, had a great workout,
Yeah,
had a beautiful, healthy breakfast, came back here. Did some online effort, maybe 15-20 minutes. Now we're doing this interview with you guys. Our
Well-
discussion, and then we're heading to the pool next, and then to the ocean, and
yeah,
so, yeah, I mean, yes, not too heavy work.
yeah.
You guys are at home. I know you guys are actually quite regimented in your schedule. How do you approach it? How do you balance your life, your personal life and your work life to make sure, because working at home, I know we face the challenge of not having them overlap too much and defining that time for yourselves.
Yeah,
It's hard.
we've struggled with it when you work from home because number one, one of our biggest things is we were available 24/7. We would take our phones to bed because we were wrapped up in the excitement of building our business. Also, our
Yeah.
home became our entire home became our office, which I didn't like. And because any room I walked into, I had either my laptop or my phone, or I would sit down and do this, and then I go over to I'd lay in bed and do this, and then I'd be by the fireplace. So now we have designated areas. Chris has an office, I have my office, that's our workspace. Our living room, our great room in front of the fireplace is a no computer zone.
Right.
So
Most of
and
the time.
most of the time, unless we're watching something on our laptops like a Netflix or whatever, but we try to keep those designated areas, and that has been huge, absolutely huge.
But it's funny, it's a double-edged sword. Because you say, okay, yeah, I want to work from home or work for yourself. You need extreme discipline
Yeah,
to
Agreed.
do that, because there was a time after we both refired where we were at home where we didn't get a lot done of anything.
yeah,
We were just relishing in the fact that we both
We were
were
home.
working and we're making enough to survive, and we enjoyed that, and we dropped the ball a little bit there, eh?
Mhm. Yeah,
So it's
we're more organized now.
yeah.
We lacked
It's been a
organization.
Fantastic
Yeah.
learning experience. It's been such a fantastic experience.
Mhm.
Man, I wish everybody would take a look at this. Just, I don't care. I mean, it's not for you, then, carry on. But I just wish people would give this a real look, like peel the onion and see what we all see here,
Yeah.
I've never seen anything good. I could never imagine working 2 to 3 hours a day and living this kind of lifestyle.
Mhm.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
I think Karen, you and I were in the same boat of extreme skepticism when our husbands brought these ideas to us, and obviously we're both extreme converts now at this point.
right?
But then
Oh my God.
trying to do the business as a couple
Mhm.
is a bit of a different dynamic than if you're trying to do it as either as a
Individual,
single
yeah.
or as an individual. But I know we've really enjoyed kind of collaborating on it. Sometimes the divisions of work blur and it's like, didn't you do that? It's like, I thought you were doing that. It's like, oh.
I know, yeah. We just talked about that this morning,
Just happened
yes.
today.
Just
Yeah.
happened this morning. Did you reach out to Carrie? No, I thought you were. Oh, I know, I thought I did
Oopsie.
too. Let me check.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be very blurry as a couple, for sure.
Absolutely.
Have there been times when you're like, man, this house is not big enough? Like, just- We've had it a few times where it's like, you need to find a
A
place.
different
that's not-
place that's
that I
not
can't,
here.
like, 'cause your vibe just needs to go somewhere else, but
Luckily, I think we both have great outdoor spaces that we can partake in, or various levels of houses that we can,
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad you don't live in like a little
one
one
bedroom
bedroom
apartment.
apartment or something. It'd be
With
Yeah.
our kids and a dog that's 100 pounds.
be a little different.
Even if you did, you could still run this business from there, right?
Absolutely, 100%, 100%.
And then, you know, we've seen so many people, like, you look at Dave and Roxanne, they started
Oh
in
my
this
gosh.
shared 2-bedroom
Yes.
apartment, where they
Right.
were renting out the other bedroom, and then they leverage it to one of their own, and then they leverage it to
Yeah.
another one, and then now they're almost paid off a brand new home in
Yeah.
Calgary, and,
3
you know,
years.
yeah, it's staggering, you know,
Yeah.
what can happen. Yeah,
Definitely.
It is amazing how many lives have been like,
Oof.
not just like improved, but like just flipped upside down for the better in such a short period of time as well. Like I haven't seen it anywhere else really. And I don't know if it just says more about the community or the type of people this opportunity attracts or what it is, but
Yeah.
what's the word? The percentage or it's so rich of people who have just
Seen
the
success.
concentration of successful
Concentration.
people is the word I was looking for.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, and I don't know why I'm starting to see more of it, but
Mhm.
it's impressive and it's shocking and
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, there's
As you
something,
can-
about culture, right, when you, when people feel safe and supported.
Yep.
And, you know, they feel that, you know, there's that sense of, I don't know if it's maybe using the word love is too, you know, altruistic, but or utopian maybe, but there's this sense of supported culture that is in this particular community that just permeates every corner of it, right?
Mhm.
And no matter where you go, you feel it. And when you feel safe and supported, then you're more apt to step into the uncomfortable zone for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, this type of thing for us doing this type of thing, this is a big deal for us. 7 years ago, we would have had a tough time doing this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I would that for both of you, you know, stepping out and doing this publicly would have been something that you wouldn't have thought possible 12 months ago.
Mhm.
Him in front of the camera was the funniest thing when he
Oh.
came to me with this business, was like, oh, we're gonna do this thing, and we use like attraction marketing and social media, and I was like, oh, that's funny. You like scrolling through social media, but to put Chris in front of a camera,
Ah,
normally it takes some form of caffeine or monster drink. He doesn't, no caffeine this morning. We did well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's awesome. What were some of the other challenges that you faced kind of in the early stages, or like apprehensions that you had, and who helped kind of support you through that when you guys first got started?
Well, one of the things that we had a tough time getting started with was, you know, like any business, it costs to get started.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, like any business. There's a
Any
cost
business
to it.
that makes sense and is legitimate and will work out in the end. Yes, absolutely.
You know, and so, I mean, I didn't have any problem with it, but you had a big
I
problem
did.
with that.
I think the biggest thing was our mindset, right?
Yeah.
Because we analyzed everything. We like, so finally our mentor said, you know what, you're too serious. You are far too serious. Like, just relax, have fun, show people who you are.
Yeah.
People want to know who's Karen and Chris, and why would people click on your ad? And I said, well, we're fun. I think we're fun. And he said, well, then tell people that. Tell people you're fun. And so then once we sat back and took a deep breath and just relaxed, instead of trying to sell something, we weren't selling anything.
They were just promoting.
We were just
Yeah.
sharing our story, and we connected with people that had our same story, that weren't prepared for retirement.
Yeah.
And then it took off. So initially it was that mindset, but yeah, the financial start was stressed me out a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, you know what?
As it, you know,
I think,
Yeah.
and I think, you know, skepticism of yourself, skepticism of an opportunity, I think is
Yeah.
smart. I think we learn that over time from failure. You know, skepticism can grow, personal skepticism, but there's also two sides of skepticism. There's like stupid skepticism, and then there's intelligent skepticism. I think if it's a-
Unwarranted and healthy, yeah, for sure, for sure.
not
it's
for me,
online, it's online, it
no,
can't
no,
be, it's
no, I-
garbage, it's garbage.
But
Right.
that to me is stupid skepticism. You know,
Right.
I hate to say that because
It's uninformed skepticism. I mean, to me, it's like you don't have the information to draw the conclusion that it is something nefarious or scammy or whatever, like just because it's online, it can't be.
But
Legit.
more often than not, 90% of the time, when we dig a little deeper into that response, they've been burned online,
yeah,
right? When we hear their experience, well, what makes you say that? What makes you say that this is a scam? And then they
Well,
share the story of
yeah.
what happened to them. Okay, we get it. Now we understand. Now we can empathize.
Yeah.
However, dig a little deeper into this and you'll see it's not like what you had.
yeah.
So,
No, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Cool. I have two more questions, but I'm gonna save the thinker for the last one. And I think this one you've thought about probably before. If you could tell your prior self, sitting in Hawaii, pondering that you wanted to have more of these vacations, what would it be?
That's not the thing.
That's not the thinker.
Yeah. So repeat the question.
Yep.
well,
If you could tell your prior self, you and Karen sitting in Hawaii on your vacation, wondering how you can have more of these, what would you tell yourselves back then? So someone in your same position.
Yeah, take
Free business.
action. Take action, because here's a truth bomb. If nothing changes, then nothing changes. So, okay, don't do anything. Actually, if you've gotten this far in this interview, then you're gonna take action. So congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking action. I hope that this works for you.
Yeah.
But because if you choose not to, then this time next year, you're gonna be in the same spot, wondering what you can do. We are our own
Worst
worst critics. We are our own limiters. The only person limiting you from taking action is you.
Yeah.
And it's an uncomfortable step for most people. It was for all of us.
Yeah.
Once you take the step, man, yeah, it's.
I wish I would have been more, I kept, because I was the skeptical one and I was waiting for this to fail.
Yep.
Right.
Right there with you, Karen.
I wish I would have spent more time focusing on how this is going to change our life. When my whole mindset for the first 6 months was, this isn't it. This is not, I told you so. I told you so. When I wish I would have believed and saw what you saw. Chris knew the minute he clicked this ad. He said, this is going to make us free. This is going to give us time freedom. This is going to give us financial freedom. And I should have been more confident. I should have believed you. You said you were going to be a fireman one day. And I said, yeah, whatever. Sure you are.
The log home.
And you said, you know, when we were dating, he said, you know what, one day I want to build a log home. Sure you do.
Right,
Like
right.
past behavior
Dreaming.
predicts future behavior. Why didn't I believe him that this was going to, retire me? Right? Anything you've ever said has come to fruition.
When we earned our
My
first,
belief.
we had our first month that we hit $10,000 in a
Yeah.
month. Like that's where I could see, the 10 times that per month coming. I
Yeah.
could just see it. And it just became such a crystal
I
clear
know.
image. And
Right.
yeah.
So now I don't, before when we started, but my mind said, what if this works? It's not a matter of if, it's when.
Yeah,
It's
this
when-
is the exact
and,
same thing.
Yeah, so we have hit our $100,000 month just
Yeah.
recently and yeah, it's crazy. Crazy.
Actually.
Yeah,
Ridiculous,
I think
ridiculous.
that's the trick with a lot of people is that they get out of the employee mindset and start
yes,
you're more of a business owner and
Yeah,
in Western culture, we're all like, oh, if you're making $100,000 a year, you're doing well. You should be pretty
Yes.
happy with that. You should be pretty settled and, but then you get into the online space where your earning potential is unlimited. And it's not dictated by somebody's pay structure or
No.
by what they think you're worth. It's, you go out there and you get it. And
Yeah.
yeah,
it's up
Yeah.
to you to do it.
But it's up to you to do it.
Yeah.
And if you don't put the effort in, that's not coming back to you. But if you do, that's where the limits come off.
Yeah, as an employee, you might be protected by your employment agreement where you can walk in and half-ass a job and still get a paycheck.
Mhm.
You do that here, you're eating ramen noodles or you're done. Like, you got to
You've
put in
got
the
a
effort.
lawn chair, chicken broth, and a mattress to sleep on the floor.
Entrepreneurship is one of those jobs where you can
I
work
know.
way more than you ever did and make far less or almost nothing if you don't do it right. And don't surround yourself with the right people and have the right mindset about it. But
But when you're in this community with the support and the mentorship and the coaches, I think we've said it before, everyone's given the same system, the same tools. It's how you begin to implement them and how you internalize them that really takes those limits off.
exactly.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
So you'll work for a long period of time for, a minimal return.
Right.
And then a short period of time where the effort and the return are equal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then there's an extended period of time where the effort and the return are unequal, and that's the joy of this, just
Mhm.
getting to that step, and there is no ceiling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is no sin. Yeah,
I think everybody wants to get from that point where they're working on their business to working, or go from working in their business to on their business. But,
Yeah.
we put a lot of time into the business, but we have fun doing it.
It's fun.
It's
We do it
not-
together.
It's not like
Yeah.
some
That's-
thing
yeah.
where we just, wake up dreading it. You're like, all right, how can we be creative? How can we do the next thing? What was that thing Chris told us not to do? Right, let's not do that again. Let's.
So Chris used to stay up until all hours of the night looking for that thing or falling down rabbit holes. And now it's exactly switched in terms of I get this idea, this brainy idea, and I have to spend hours. And I probably came to bed at 2:00 last night because I had these
Yeah.
ideas that I needed to do. And I've never been that excited. I would never stay up that late for my normal job. Never, ever, ever. That pays me a very good wage. I would never stay up until 2 a.m. doing something. I would wait till 9 o'clock the next day or 8 o'clock the next day and start again. Where this, yeah.
Whereas I work the business during the day and I'm in
And
bed
you
by
have it.
7:30 and I'm like, I did my part.
And that means that I get to sleep in after 2 a.m. It's perfect.
And
Perfect.
she loves the time where it's just dead in the house.
Dead.
It's just her and her thoughts. And I swear they fill the whole space. There's no room for anywhere else. So I'm just
No.
like, I'm going to bed.
Out.
So I slept for 12 hours.
Last
and,
night.
and
Oh my God,
I slept so long I was achy. Like my whole body was like, you need to get out of this bed.
And I was like, you need to get out of the bed because the kids are doing I don't know what. But that's how we figure out how we work together, right? But it's not vegging out in front of the TV, not communicating with one another. I haven't watched TV in a long time because
Oh.
we're just collaborating and building and
Free this business, we would have been, our routine would have been good. Take the kids, put them in bed. What do you want to watch? I don't know. Least objectionable program on Netflix. Oh, here's one. 7 episodes later, it's like,
we're still
you
both
know.
going to bed at 2 a.m. and fighting about who's getting up rather
yeah,
than
you
being
just
invigorated.
feel like you feel lazy, like
Yeah.
you just
Yeah,
threw away all this
uninspired.
time.
Yeah, uninspired.
like you don't know how much time you have left. You really want to watch it.
Yeah.
Spending watching Netflix. I mean, sure, there's some great programs, but they're not
Yeah.
worth the.
There's lots
loss
of really bad
productivity.
ones though too.
Yeah, well, least objectionable.
Last question.
okay,
What legacy do you hope to leave behind?
Wow, I love that question.
that's a great one.
Well, one of the particular things that was attractive to us with this opportunity, that's twofold. There's 5 areas that I could talk about with that question. I'm going to touch on 2 very briefly. One is that this opportunity is multi-generational, so you can pass it on. That's the first part. The second part the legacy that I know from my end, what I would like to have passed on is simply the belief that you can direct your future the way you want it to be. It's not the most powerful way to say that. There's a better way to say that. What I mean is this, is that through thought and intention and through belief in yourself and taking chance and risk, failing and failing and failing and failing, you can be whatever the heck it is and do whatever you want to do. I mean, you can't become a velociraptor. That's not gonna happen, right?
It's true.
There are logical limitations, but that's what I want our kids and grandkids to say, wow, grandpa, he flipping, look at what he did.
Yeah,
What was incredible? What would he build for us? Or what would he, like such a great position of leadership and example. That's
Yeah.
what. that was-
yeah, I want our kids to, on our tombstone, I want them to put, they lived. They
Mhm.
lived. I
Yeah.
really want our kids to take a risk.
Yeah.
But I want our kids, and we have shown them by example, we give more than we take. And I really want to instill that in our kids, to always give as much as you can, because you will never be poor.
Yeah.
Give, whether that's financially or whether it's your time, your kindness, give, always give, and you'll see tenfold. So we want their kids to see us that we took risks, we take risks, we have all our married life.
Yeah.
And we've always made Chris has taught me to make every situation fun. It's gonna be fun. We'll figure this out.
Speaking of which, can you hear it?
Here comes
hear
the
it?
beach. Yeah,
I can hear this place hollering at us. See
And
that?
as well,
Just waking up.
it's beautiful. You can see the sea now. I couldn't pick out the turquoise color.
Nice turquoise.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, no, Karen, you mentioned, on your tombstone, there's, I've unfortunately been to too many funerals, but the poem, The Dash, it's all about, on the tombstone, you've got the year you were born,
Yes.
the year you passed, but how did you spend that dash? To me,
dash.
that
I was
is
literally thinking.
one of the most powerful poems I've ever
I agree.
read,
I agree.
ever.
Love it.
I have it on my computer. I love it too. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so
That's
much.
rare.
This was
Yeah.
great.
Thank
This
you
was
guys
great.
so much for taking the time this morning. Go enjoy.
So have a Mai
will,
Tai for
we
us.
will.
Are Mai Tai's a thing? What's in a Mai Tai?
I don't know.
Really good.
I don't
I don't know.
know.
Have a Mai Tai and tell me if it's any good.
Have a beverage of your choice and enjoy and say hi to the rest of the community that's down there with you as well.
Well, we will. Bye for now.
Guys, take
Bye.
care.
Thank you.